Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this video, it's going to be a video. There's going to be screenshots or things, whatever. You'll be able to see stuff that I'm talking about, but otherwise it's going to be an audio. I won't be on camera in any capacity. But we're going to be talking about the new Hasbro, what do they call them? Fan stream? Something like that? I don't know, where they show off the new stuff they're going to be selling, and they're hawking their wares. And this is mostly going to be about the Maximum Thor, because that's going to be the thing that makes the most money. But I'm going to talk about the other things briefly, because you guys like to ask me about these other things that I don't usually talk about. I don't usually address most Hasbro stuff, unless it's like a HasLab or the Sentinel, like big things like that, or a Maximum figure. So here we go. We're going to start with just some general commentary on some other things, and we'll get to the Thor thing pretty quickly, since that's going to be the bulk of it. So I want to address the Secret Wars wave. That includes Daredevil, Falcon, Spider-Man, Constrictor, generic bald guy, and Magic. Okay, so I think this is a pretty weak wave with a few shining spots, let's say. I'll start with Absorbing Man. That's not Absorbing Man. That's bald guy with a ball and chain. There's nothing about him that makes him Absorbing Man. So there's Hasbro again doing the wrong things. Magic seems like it's just another Magic that doesn't really stand out too much. I mean, obviously there's slight differences, but it's the same figure as before, it looks like, for at least the most part, so whatever. Constrictor actually I think is a nice upgrade. The last Constrictor used that horrible body from like, what, 2012? And this is cool. I don't know about the gold shaded to silver for the tentacle thingies, but otherwise he looks pretty cool. I think that's a nice addition. I think people will be happy to have that in that color scheme overall. We're gonna save Daredevil for last. Falcon, terrible. It looks terrible. He's way too puny and just doesn't have the right look for the costume, and just the original figure, the Secret Wars figure, looks better than this, so that's like whatever. And then having the giant red clip coming out of the bird's crotch is really weird. Why would you use red? It doesn't even go on a part of Falcon that is red. That's just crazy. I don't know what Hasbro's doing, but the good news is neither do they. The next thing I want to talk about briefly is the half symbiote Spider-Man, which is looks like it's the Renew Your Vows body, which has already been replaced by two better bodies. They're not going to use the Maximum one anytime soon for a fan backlash, even though they'd probably know secretly that it wouldn't make a difference. People are going to complain and then buy it anyway. But this is the old body that has been replaced by the smaller Amazing Fantasy body, which is better but smaller, and the Maximum body, which is better. Just better. But here's the interesting thing about this. The symbiote stuff on him, other than like obvious spots, it's just painted on, so that looks like crap. And it looks like they're not painting the spider legs across the butterfly and things like that, so that looks like crap. But I'm pretty sure that that's just a Carnage arm that's painted all black, or I mean it's molded in all black. I'm pretty sure that's just one of Carnage's arms. So super lazy. I don't know, like there's no way people are like really actually excited about this other than to feign interest on social media. I can't believe it. I can't believe that. It seems to be the case, but I can't make myself believe it. Now, the last thing I want to mention about these guys would be the Daredevil figure that everybody is drooling over. And I have to say, it looks decent. Like, nothing stands out to me that's actually a standout issue. It's the same usual stuff for Hasbro. It looks to me like he's going to be fairly broad, which is unusual for Hasbro, which is nice, but I'm guessing he's going to be too thin front to back. It's hard to say from the photos. We'll see. I hope not. I hope it's more along the lines of that Punisher body, where it's actually pretty good. And I do believe this is a whole new sculpt. Everything on this is new. So that's nice to see. I guess this is probably going to be used as a blank body to some degree. But it looks like to me the arms are too long by at least a little bit. Or maybe the hands are just too big. The hands appear to be gigantic. I don't know. He still has relatively thin thighs for a really broad abdomen. It looks kind of weird, but it looks fine enough. He still has the crap articulation with the reverse ab crunch at the waist. No apparent waist twist based on the photos. A diaphragm bald, which is nice, but it's no good. I mean, it's not enough when you have that lower waist that's crap. So that sucks. I haven't seen anything, and maybe they talked about this in the live stream, how the thing connects to the back of his head. I'm curious as heck about that. Is there a hole in his head? Is there a peg on his head? What do we have going on? I haven't seen it. Maybe somebody has, and they can just let me know in the comments. But yeah, it's fine. It's a nice new Daredevil. It's all red. If you like the big black logo on his chest, it'll be fine. It'll probably be better than the previous Daredevils, but it's still just waiting for an upgrade. They're still using crap articulation, and he has gorilla arms, as far as I can tell, at least a little bit. So, yeah, there's that. I'll talk about this briefly. We have this 2-pack with whoever, I don't know this guy's name, and Bullseye. I don't think that's the Bullseye anybody cares about. It looks like it's probably going to be a nice looking figure with a whole bunch of reused parts and a few new parts added on. It looks like a fun 2-pack, especially with the guy with the hat. I don't know his name. Like, it looks fun. It looks like more Sunfire crap with new parts added to it, but it looks fine. Like, this is probably the best looking thing they showed, honestly. Not maybe the most desirable, but maybe the best, most interesting, most fun, best looking. However you want to describe it, you can pick. I'll talk briefly about Archangel just really quickly. He looks as sad to be an action figure as I am to buy it, which I won't. Well, I'll probably get it to review. But why does he come with a gun? I don't know. It doesn't seem to make sense to me. He looks worse than every previous version of Archangel. And I guess that's all I have to say about that. It looks pretty bad. We have this 2-pack with Quicksilver and Black Widow. I don't know if anybody cares about these particular versions other than to basically collect the colors of the Rainbow Skittles sort of situation. Fine if you like new suits. But these are just blank bodies. Repainted, old-ass blank bodies, at least for Quicksilver. And maybe for Black Widow, I can't tell for sure. But yeah, just head sculpts. That's it. You're not getting anything. It's a repainted blank body. No extra details, really. And basically zero accessories. Quicksilver doesn't even have the running hands, the karate chops that everybody knows help you run faster. So you don't get that. You don't get anything really for your money with Hasbro anymore. I think that's everything. Let's get into Thor. That's probably not everything, but that's everything I want to talk about. Let's talk about Thor, the maximum Thor. The Thor that so many people in the comments on all these Hasbro and whatever, like Preternia, all these people are posting photos. By the way, I steal most of my photos from Preternia. That's a great source for keeping up with news. I'll link them down below. But yeah, so everybody's just drooling over this maximum Thor. So let me start with this. I'm going to handle this Thor part as if it's an actual review. I'll do a little bit of commentary, then we'll go through the various stages of a review, and then the various stages of depression. That's a joke. But not really. So, my first instinct is to say Maximum Thor not being Classic Thor is a strange call. They did the same thing with Deadpool. People don't seem to care. But if you're doing the Maximum line, it should be the iconic version, unless your plan is to sell the iconic version later and want people to buy the modern version now. Because the iconic version, the classic version, would sell more and probably keep people from buying the modern version later. So you have to do it in this order if you want to have double the sales. That's my guess. I happen to personally think this is one of Thor's best looks. I really like this version of Thor, but if I'm buying Maximum figures, and if they're not doing more, which they probably will, but if they're not, this is not the Thor I want. Even if it's my favorite, I want the iconic bare arms Thor. That's my personal take. You guys let me know what you think about that. Okay, so that's the general gist of it. I guess the other thing is, I like the fact that it has a cloth cape. That does not make a Maximum figure, though. Like, all these other companies have been doing cloth capes for a long time. Even crappy old McFarlane's been throwing them on $20 figures, or maybe $25 figures. So for that to be a qualifier for being a Maximum figure, that's just nuts. Okay, let's move on to the aesthetic on this figure. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna do regular review, so aesthetic, accessories, and then we'll talk about articulation briefly, but I can't do too much with it so far, because we don't even have the full set of solicitation photos yet, presumably. Okay, so as far as how it looks, the faces look like absolute trash, dog water, as some of my commenters have said recently. I believe that's a British term, for bad, not good. What the heck? It looks like it is meme. It is just the absolute ugliest set of freaking faces I have ever seen on a Marvel Legends figure. Not really, they've done some bad work, but it's up there. This is terrible. What is happening? The sculpt for the hair, the sculpt for the face, everything about this looks bad. This is worse than Hulk, and Hulk, they purposely gave him weird faces. They didn't do that on here. What is happening? This is actually nuts how bad these faces are. I can't get over it. It ruins the entire figure for me. Maybe you don't think they look bad. I'd love to hear your arguments. But to me, they look ridiculous. So the faces just automatically make the figure like, why? What's the point? Now, luckily, you can just pop a new head on there and make up for it. So let's talk about the way the rest of it looks. The wire cape looks alright. We don't have any idea how it'll actually look in person. It could look like it's made out of crap, or it could look great. There's no telling. In the photos, it looks fine. doesn't stand out. It doesn't seem to be shiny or very saturated, so I don't know. But we'll see it. It seems to be attached nicely above the boobages, so that's good. The shape of the body, well, it's kind of good in some ways. He's got some meat to him, some bulk, that's nice, but we still have the pecs that are riding way high up in line with his shoulders. And pecs and shoulders aren't on the same line. That throws off every figure's look every time immediately. So we have that problem. The abdominal section looks nice. It looks like his chest and abdominal section, though, is exceedingly small. And his arms appear to be long, but it might just be because his torso is too small, but it looks really small. And it's not just the optical illusion of those yellow, silver, whatever they are, lines. It's just really small. Because look how far away from his belly button, where his belly button would be, his elbow is. Those should basically hit at the same spot, your belly button and your elbows. And then his hands go down really far, so I think he has really long arms. But in reality, it seems to me that his arms and legs are both proportionate, just that his torso is really tiny. It's hard to say with his skirt piece on there, but that's what I think is going on. And then we have two more issues that really throw off the way this figure looks. Maybe I should Photoshop this. I think I might. His thighs are very small compared to his calves, or vice versa. His calves are huge compared to his thighs. His calves are absolutely monstrous. His legs get bigger as they go down, which is not the case for any human ever who doesn't have some kind of condition. So that's a problem. And then his feet are friggin' duck feet. They're gigantic feet also. His legs actually get bigger as they go down. His feet are bigger than his thighs. That has never happened in the history of humans. Ever. Even on skinny people, your feet are smaller than your thighs. His feet are... they're so big. So, yeah, I think he looks goofy as hell overall. I like a lot of the small details. A lot of the musculature looks good if you only look at that one spot. I like the bulk, things like that. I don't like the way the skirt piece is... I'm assuming that's actually supposed to be part of his shirt, right? I would assume that. I don't know if anybody knows. Like, is it drawn clearly enough to know what the hangy-down piece is? Is it a skirty belt type thing? Or is it part of his shirt? Because if it's part of his shirt, it doesn't look like the same material at all. It looks weird from the photos, but that's a minor issue. So, aesthetically speaking, I think it's pretty crap. It's not good. It looks like a standard new sculpt for Marvel Legends that's not very good. So far we haven't hit anything that's maximum. Because we can't count a wired cape as being enough to be a maximum figure. Otherwise, it's just a new Thor. And like the last time they did this body, it wasn't a maximum figure, it was a standard figure. Well, it was exclusive and then standard, but still. Okay, moving on to the accessories. Well, maximum figures tend to get lots of good accessories. Or at least, let's just say lots of accessories. Or, no, I'm sorry, we have to walk that back. Spider-Man had a lot of accessories. They were bad. Hulk didn't have a lot of accessories, and they were bad. And now we have Thor, who also has not a lot of accessories, and they're bad. These are the same lightning effects that we saw like 3 other times already by now. They're fine. They're good enough effects, I guess. That's wonderful. We have some lightning effects that probably won't really attach onto his hammer or onto his Thor in any good way. Okay, so find some accessories that we've already seen. The faces, obviously, we already talked about those. Absolute crap, so might as well not even count those. And then we have his hammer. We have one hammer that appears to be permanently connected to his hand. Fine, for the flying pose. And then we have one loose hammer. And then we have a hammer stick, which I'm told is meant to go on his back. I don't get that. Does Thor keep a hammer on his back? He's got the loop on his belt. I don't get that, so I don't know about that. But we don't have a twirly hammer, which they've done before. To not have a spinning hammer to go with maximum Thor... that should be an automatic no thank you for everybody buying this. Tell Hasbro that that's not okay. Don't buy it. They'll release it again with a hammer. It doesn't cost them anything. If they want to sell it, they'll give you a hammer. It will cost them almost nothing to include something they already have a mold for. If nobody buys this, they'll try again. They have to. That's how they make money. You get a horn or a tusk, which I guess is supposed to be a frost giant thing. Okay. Wonderful. And then you get Throg. Is that how you say that? I think that's what it is. It's the Thor frog. Great. That's like a molded piece of plastic that's worth like... it's like a Hero Clicks figure. Great. Wonderful. That's it? That's it. That's not maximum. That's a standard friggin' Marvel Legends with like 2 extra accessories. So no, not a maximum figure so far, and purposely omitting like the thing that would make this a good release in terms of accessories is, in my opinion, inexcusable. So accessories suck. As far as articulation goes, I can't tell. Like I already said, it looks like it's going to be a standard Marvel Legends figure, and it looks like it has the diaphragm joint at the top. I think. I mean, that's what I can see. Although I can't see the reverse ab crunch, so maybe it doesn't. Maybe it just has a standard ball, and it'll be like the Wolverine. In which case, that's good. It appears that there are butterflies that have minimal range, so that's not maximum. But even still, adding a ball peg at the waist, that's nice, that's what we want, but that's not a maximum thing. That's just a standard thing to do for action figures if you want to make them work. So, yeah, it looks to me like his butterflies won't work, and he probably has a better torso, but I can't say for sure. The only reason I say I'm saying he probably has that now, but I started off by saying he probably has the ab crunch, is you can't see it, so I don't know for sure, and I don't put it past them to just keep doing that reverse ab crunch. I'm halfway being just facetious because I'm irritated by them releasing crappy figures. It's the ball peg like the MVC Wolverine. Great. Everything else looks like standard run-of-the-mill Hasbro stuff with bad butterfly, and probably a head that can't move due to the hair. So, yeah, it's not going to pose anything special at all. Maybe the torso. Okay, so that's my rundown. Let me do a final verdict on it. It's garbage. Don't buy it. It's not pure garbage, but the fact that there's no spinning hammer and the faces look like this, not a single person should order this. Not a single person should order it. Short of reviewers. And you can say it's a cop-out. I get this every single time. It's a cop-out. You just buy everything and say no one else should. Yeah, that's how reviews work. How am I going to review it if I don't have it? And my one purchase isn't going to affect their sales numbers in any way that makes a difference, but my influence can. And that's the best thing I can do to try to help this community, is to review their crap and call it out for what it is. That's it. I have to. Otherwise, what am I doing? I'm not accomplishing anything. I have to counteract all of... Look at the way they have the lightning just stuck onto him because they couldn't be bothered to make good lightning. And the way his pecs are so high, I can't even get over how ugly this figure is and how much people are drooling over it. Man, I don't know if these people are just so brainwashed, or they're just so in need of attention on social media that they need to like the next thing to try to fit in, or what it is. These are not good. This thing's going to cost probably more than $50. I believe Hasbro announced that things are going to cost like 10% more across the board going into this year. So I would not be surprised if this is the most expensive maximum release so far. I mean, I guess Hulk was more, right? So he's going to cost more than Spider-Man is my guess. And since he's bigger than Spider-Man, they were probably going to do that anyway. I wouldn't be surprised if this guy's pushing up towards like $60-65. Hopefully it's not, but even if it's $50, no way! This is a standard-ass Marvel Legends figure. This should be, let's say, because this one is a brand new fancy sculpt, has the cape and a few extra accessories, even though it's not good, I would say this is a perfectly justified $30 purchase if it didn't look like crap. But there's no way they're charging $30 for it, obviously, so time will tell, I guess. But yeah, to me, this is the worst of the maximum figures so far. It's at least tied with Hulk, but I think it's the worst because the faces look so bad and he specifically doesn't have an accessory that he should have. That's just not acceptable. So, there you go. You guys got it. You guys got the commentary on the new crap, and boy is it, if you ask me. Alright, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, but I'll be done there. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this sort of video, let me know in the comment section below again. And you might want to subscribe. I have new videos just about every single day. And I do have thousands of videos already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.